Hello everyone and welcome to Module 1 Overview. In this video, I will give you a brief overview of what you will be learning and doing in Module 1. So, in this module, you will learn about the number system and the 4 basic functions of adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division, with whole numbers, fraction, decimals, and variables. Order operations is a must in this class. So when you get to this part, make sure you pay attention. You will need it throughout the entire class. Okay? Follow the rules of order operations. We're going to start to simplify numerical expressions. Okay? We will also learn how to simplify algebraic expressions. It is very important that you understand these concepts since it will follow by solving an equation. So you need to know how to simplify expressions in order to solve for an equation, okay? This is also part of chapter 2 because in chapter 2 you're going to simplify expressions and solve inequations. And you will end the chapter with solving inequalities and proportions, okay? So what I will do now is give you a brief overview of some of the concepts that I just mentioned. So the first thing we're gonna do is we start the chapter or the course with learning about the number system, okay? So module 1 overview, and we're gonna start with, I think I have all this space, the number system, okay? And the number system, it's a group within a group within a group within a group. So the first group is the natural numbers. And natural numbers are numbers that start with 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing is natural numbers. Okay? 1, 2, 3, all the way to positive infinity. After the natural numbers starts the whole numbers. Now the whole numbers start with 0. So 0, 1, 2, all the way to positive infinity, okay? After the whole numbers, we have the integers. Now the integers covers all the negatives and positives in the number line. So -1, 0, 1, all the way to positive infinity, all the way from negative infinity. After the integers, we have what we call the rational numbers. Rational numbers. Okay? And here we have fractions, decimals, 0.33, the rational numbers. Now from the rational numbers, we also have the irrational numbers. And here we have pi square root of 2. These are decimals that cannot be written as a fraction. They continue into infinity without a pattern, okay? Now rational and irrationals are part of the real number, okay? They're both part of the real numbers, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start with natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rationals, irrationals, and they're all real numbers. In this class, we will cover all the real numbers, okay? And the idea is you will learn to add, subtract, multiply, divide with the integers, with all these numbers, you know. The idea you first start with whole numbers, then you start using the order operations rules, especially the signage rules with the integers. And then we're doing adding and subtracting, multiplying and dividing of decimals and fractions. Okay? So this is the beginning of the class. Okay? So then, after you have learned that, one of the things that I want to touch on is the order operations. Order operations. Okay? With the order operations, one of the things that I usually use in class is, or in my classes, and you will see this in this, is the PEMDAS rules. You have seen this before. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now that saying is missing a little bit, because when it comes to multiplication and division, you definitely want to make sure you do it from left to right. And addition and subtraction, left to right. Like, these are extremely important rules that you want to memorize. You gotta know how to use them with the numerical expressions, okay? P stands for parentheses, but we can expand that and use it not just for parentheses, but for brackets, absolute values, braces, and so many other things you'll learn with time. This is the exponents, multiplication and division, again, from left to right, whichever comes first. Addition and subtraction, left to right, whichever comes first. So this is the order operations. This is the order that you want to follow in order to simplify the numerical expressions, okay? So big right here, very big. You definitely want to make sure you know your rules. Another other thing is the signage rules that I want to make sure I cover in here. Sign rules, okay? So when it comes to addition and subtraction, they usually stay together. So the addition and subtraction sign rules, okay? Simple. If you have two signs the same, you add and keep the sign, okay? And keep the sign. Okay, same thing. If you have two negatives, you add and keep the sign. So this is for addition and subtraction. When the signs are the same, add and keep the sign. When the signs are different, you want to subtract and keep the sign of the largest number. Largest number. Okay? You want to keep the sign of the largest number. So when addition and subtraction, when the signs are the same, you want to add and keep the sign of the largest number. When the signs are different, you want to subtract and keep the sign. I think I said that wrong. Same sign, add, keep the sign. Different sign, subtract, keep the sign of the largest number. I'll give you an example. -2 minus 2. Are the signs the same? Yes. Let's add and keep the sign. -4. Okay? -4 plus 2. Are the signs different? Yes. Subtract. Okay, so that's going to be 2. Keep the sign of the largest number. Well, 4 is larger and it's negative. So my answer will be -2. Cool? Okay. The next thing that we're going to look for sign rules is the multiplication and division. Okay? So when you multiply numbers with the same sign, so a positive times a positive, a negative times a negative, your answer is going to be positive. So you're going to get a positive answer. Okay? When the signs are different, you're going to get a negative answer. Okay? So an example is a -2 times a -2, that's going to give you positive 4. Versus a -2 times a positive 2, that's going to give you a -4. And the same for division, -4 divided by -2, that gives you positive 2. Same sign. Versus -4 divided by 2, that gives you -2. Okay? So we start the chapter with talking about the number system. Okay? We are introduced to order operations in order to simplify numerical expressions. And we also need to use the sign rules in order to simplify the numerical expressions using order operations. Because when we are talking about integers, those sign rules are extremely important. Okay? So this was just a brief overview of what you're going to be looking and learning in module 1. Remember, for all modules, you will have reviews, optional practice problems, several activities, and you will also have your exam. So you definitely want to be prepared for that.